So what is coming up in today's video? Well, I have been looking at the footage that has been released in regards to what we are being told is Harry and Meghan's children. Well, I have got some thoughts and opinions on this, professional and personal. And so I'm going to give you my breakdown on this. And I really do think it's worth watching because there might be some surprising revelations that you've not heard before. And so if you like this style of video, which is my name is Ems, I'm a qualified UK therapist, and I use my nearly 20 years experience in this field, but I've also been in the field of mental health, psychology, looking at body language, behaviour, because I'm very fascinated by it. And this has been for nearly 30 years. So I use all the tips and the tools that I've learned, things that I know, plus my personal opinion, because believe it or not, I'm not a therapist 24/7. And I give that to you, so hopefully you can navigate things and people that are going on around you to help you become better informed. So if you want to join me on this journey and stick with me on this channel, then grab your cuppa, because it's time to sit back, relax, and let's get into this video. As you see, some of the videos that I've done so far in talking about the body language and behaviour with Meghan, and I completely believe that she was blindsided in the Drew Barrymore show. There were certainly things that were coming up that she did not expect, and those videos show that. So if you haven't seen that one, it might be a good idea to watch that one first before coming onto this one, but it doesn't generally matter. Obviously, as we've seen in the show, she used one of the episodes to show the backs of two children. We've seen her dropping in children on her Instagram. And of course, the internet has shown them. The internet has kind of gone, one hand, you've got some that go, oh my gosh, this is Lily, this is Archie, this is wonderful. And then you've got others that go, no, not real. Don't know who these children are. So, as most of you know, who stuck with me from the beginning, I have been saying ever since I first started coming onto YouTube, more so as I've been by myself than when I was doing it with the other person, that I do not believe that there is or there was a girl. I do not believe that Meghan and Harry are biological parents to a little girl. I have said that I do believe there is a boy. I don't believe the boy is Meghan's. I do believe the boy is Harry's, from either a situation that happened that we probably are not able to mention and talk about on YouTube, given the algorithm, and it could be flagged, but it's potentially this, or he was known to be a player. He was dating, I think, somebody called Sarah, is it Macklin, before, or whilst he was dating Meghan as well. So he's not someone that isn't short of dalliances, should I say. So it's very possible that this particular person fell pregnant and there had to be this sort of cover up. Now, I understand that a lot of people have said, well, an illegitimate child is not like the worst thing in the world. No, it isn't. However, when you've got a narcissist that you're in a relationship with, who, for all intents and purposes, is trying to make out you've got the love story of the century, is not going to handle that very well, and is not also going to want to give up her golden goose. So there is every chance that it was her that was the problem. Otherwise, they possibly would have said, look, yes, Harry's had a child out of wedlock, blah, blah, blah. I think that a lot of it was down to the fact that she potentially was not happy about this. I do believe that it's very possible that the royal family thought this might be the thing that stops the marriage going ahead. It didn't. I also think there's an element where they wanted to protect the real mother, because at the end of the day, it's not her fault all this drama is happening. and also perhaps protect the identity of the real child, because I do not also believe that the child's name is Archie. I do believe that there's been some doctoring going on and some shadiness, but anyway, I've done videos on that. So, who are the children that we have been seeing? Now, if you look, and correct me if I'm wrong, but every single photograph that we've seen come out, every single video piece of footage that we have seen come out, have we ever had Harry and Meghan state categorically that this is Betty, because I know a lot of you prefer the child to be called Betty because of the late Queen's pet name, and Archie Button, because that's what I call him, because he never seems to age, or he's reversing. I haven't. Now, we get family time, we get the sort of the hint of it potentially, but never categorically stating, here is a picture of Betty and Murchie. There isn't. I don't believe that I've ever seen. What we have is the media say it. The media say, oh look, here is a picture of Murchie and Betty. Obviously they don't call them that. And it's implied by them, but the media are the ones that actually categorically state it. We know that before Megxit, we were seeing a baby very clearly, without a shadow of a doubt, whether it's that they hired a child or whatever it is, that we saw a child very, very clearly. We saw the Duck Duck Rabbit moment. We saw the pictures of them when they went to Africa. We saw a child. Now, two theories. One, this was somebody else's child. Or what I'm more possibly inclined to believe is this was the real boy that wasn't Meghan's, potentially. Because if you also look, I know a lot of people have said that that child looked like Meghan when she was younger, but I'd be more inclined to say that that child actually looked like Harry. If you look at a picture, and I put it up here, if you look at a picture of Harry and then you look at a picture of this boy, that there is some similarities. People say that, you know, it's got the lazy eye like Meghan, but I think that, again, this could be misconstrued. But I also feel that a lot of photographs are manipulated. And we know that because a lot of the photographs that have come out have been manipulated by them. So we've also now got these pictures that are coming out, and we've had the footage on the her series where they're in the kitchen and they're making something, and she says, oh, family time. But if you look at the behaviour, firstly, again, we have the back of their heads. And I always go back to, why was it okay to see the front of the child so clearly, the same way that we would see the Wales children before Megxit? We saw this baby being held by them. There was videos, there was photographs as clear as day. That was okay. But then since Megxit, since they've gone over to the US, we have never seen a clear photograph of the same child. We have never seen clear footage of the same child, and we certainly haven't seen anything of the girl. Why? Why was it okay over here, where apparently they didn't feel safe, but it's not okay over there? Now, given the fact that she's admitted to they go to school every day, they do these packed lunches, even though she didn't know what a lunchbox was. In the day and age of mobile phones being absolutely everywhere, and they're doing these drop-offs and pickups, how is it that nobody's ever seen these children? Nobody has ever seen Harry and Meghan out and about with two children The only time we've ever seen anything is when they have released a weird photograph to the public, or they've released a weird photograph or picture as a Christmas card. That's it. There's been never any other footage. You cannot, to me, in all fairness, I don't believe, for two people that are constantly in the media, constantly out and about, that we've never seen them with two children. And I have always said that one or two things is potentially going to happen here, because I do get a lot of people that say to me, what do you think is going to happen? And it's very difficult to, because this is very unprecedented. I mean, this I don't know if anyone's ever done something this crazy before. But I've often said that if there is an adoption that's going to happen, we will know, because all of a sudden we will start seeing them out and about in a normal setting with children. So if they are adopting, and they are adopting, or they have adopted a girl, so to speak, then we will start seeing them releasing more footage of the girl, because the girl will be the one that will be the extension of Meghan. The boy will be the one that she devalues, because the boy will be a representation of Harry, and she's already devaluing Harry. He's very, very much in the devalue stage. He's been there for a while. She just hasn't fully discarded him yet because she still needs him. So Murchie will be in the same category as Harry, and I feel comfortable saying that because, like I say, I don't believe that the boy that we're seeing is him. I think the boy is safely with his real mother. And I do think that Harry, when he comes over to the UK, I do think he goes to see him. I'm being told that there's a possibility that the child and the child's mother lives in the Midlands somewhere. But again, don't 100% know that. So that is just hearsay at the moment. So I think that Meghan was incredibly jealous of the fact that Harry has a child with another woman. And even though she went along with it, because I know that people have said, but she would not go along with it. Yes, she would. Purely and simply because she does not love Harry. She was never going to give up what she's grifted so hard for. And she is not about to let a child out of wedlock take that away from her. So she created leverage. She now has in my eyes, the perfect leverage against Harry and the royal family, because she now knows the truth in regards to the child. She knows probably who the mother is. She knows where the child is. She knows all of this. And so it is very possible to me that one of the threats could be, if you don't do what I want, I'm going to tell the world this is what really happened. And I'm going to tell everyone that you made me go along with it, and you didn't want a child with me because you didn't want to had to have a black child in the royal family. She would say it. We've already had the threats and the weirdness. And I really, 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 really do believe that this is what the Oprah interview was mainly about. I think that she drops things in as veiled threats to the royal family. But she does it in such a way that she creates herself to be the victim, and she creates plausible deniability. No, I was confused. That's what I said. But underlining of that is, this is what I'm going to be doing. If you don't do what I want, if you divorce me, this is what's going to happen. If you don't give me what I want, this is what's going to happen. So because she was very jealous of the fact that Harry now has a child with another woman, what I'm imagining is that she was then plotting and going, I want my own child. I want a child of my own that we can say is mine and yours. And so this would be because she is very jealous of the boy. And of course it would have to be a girl, because most female narcissists tend to gravitate towards the girl, because the girl initially is the extension of them. That's why they would be designer clothes, they would be getting photo shoots. When the child becomes autonomous, when the child starts to separate and get attention away from Meghan, away from the narcissistic mother, that is when the problems start. Because if the narcissist cannot control their daughter or their child, they will then start to control how others see them. And so this will be, I'm really hoping that they haven't adopted, because I would be I don't want that to happen to any child. My theory is that there isn't a child, or that I've been told, and there's some things I believe instinctively, that somebody has said to me, and again, I haven't got any evidence. I am researching it and trying to see if I can find something, but I have been given some thoughts on the potential that they adopted a girl in Colombia. That was the real reason for going to Colombia. Now, again, I don't know if this is true, and this is all hearsay, but this does track to me. And so what will then happen is we will then, and my thoughts were then, we would start to see more of the little girl. Well, recently we have started to see more pictures of the girl. And even though we haven't seen the face yet, we are still seeing the back. But I think that she's also trying to be very careful, because again, if the child doesn't look like the pictures that we've been shown of her, then she knows that the media are potentially, or certainly the sleuths on social media, are going to start pulling this apart, and she's not quite ready for that yet. So either she's still creating the illusion of children, or there is one that she has potentially adopted, but she just cannot show her yet. I don't know. But I do believe that there has never been a biological child of Meghan and of Harry's that's a girl. I do believe there is a biological child that's Harry's, that's a boy, and not Meghan's. So what we're seeing are her testing the waters. She knows that the picture of Catherine and the children was scrutinised just horrendously. I do believe this was a tactical move by the royal family, because what was interesting to me is when they released that, so I heard that prior to that there was going to be a photo shoot or something in regards to Meghan and Harry and two children. My thoughts were that they released this photograph because then it was going to scare Harry and Meghan in not doing, or at the very least Meghan, because I think Meghan does a lot of things without Harry's say so. And what we then had was nothing. There was no pictures of the children, I think, for about 6 months to a year. I think even the Christmas photograph that year, there was no children. So what I feel that she's doing is that she's now come on Instagram and she's testing the waters. But if you look at any pictures that involve the children, she never says this is, for argument's sake, say Lily, this is Archie. She never says that. The media take the picture and go, oh, Meghan shows sweet photograph of the two children, Lily but she doesn't say it. So then if it comes out, she can say, well, I've never shown that. I've never shown the children on social media. The media have made that up. So I think that again, she's sort of not doing anything that she can't kind of come back and go, no, that's not me, that's you. I never said anything. Like the photograph with Serena Williams, the video footage, like, was it 30 seconds to a minute of her and Serena, which I'll put up here. That was very odd. That the girl did not look like she knew Serena. There was no interaction. Again, with the footage of them standing at the island making all these cakes or whatever. Again, I'll put the video footage here so you can see it. There's zero interaction. And also, so when Meghan leans in to kiss the boy, he's sort of, there's just nothing. There's no response. There's no, a lot of children, especially that age, they fling their arms around mummy. There's, or they might say, oh, mummy. There was no mummy, or mama, as she likes to say that they're called, or papa. Oh, so there's just nothing. There's nothing. Then we get this screenshot of the girl, and if you home in, and this was sent to me by a subscriber, I didn't even pick up on this straight away, so thank you to the person who sent this in to me. I'm sorry that if I haven't responded back to you, but I do appreciate you sending this in. And you can see that the foot is stretched, and so this has been doctored and altered. So every single thing that she does is been doctored and has been altered. And I really, really do believe that this is to just essentially because they do not have children. I mean, when you look at her series, why would you create a whole entire episode on making a children's party, doing star and heart-shaped sandwiches, balloon arch, but not have children there. That makes absolutely zero sense to me. And I think that because the media do not call her out, and it's really only down to us YouTubers that call her out, she believes she can get away with it. And she is monitoring social media 100%. There's no shadow of a doubt. So when I see these, I just think, you know, she knows exactly what she's doing. She never fully admits that these are her children. She puts up a picture of a boy, she puts up the back of the head, she puts up a picture of a girl, the back of the head, and immediately the media go, oh my gosh, such a sweet picture of Meghan and Harry's children. How is it sweet? You're seeing the back of their head. Again, what person generally takes the picture? I mean, of the back of their head? You know, when I'm taking, even when my children were younger, when I'm taking video footage, you know, you tend to call them and be like, hi, look at the camera. You don't just wander around with the back of their head, taking footage of the back of their head, because you want to see their beautiful face. You want to see them smiling. You want to take and capture that moment. You know, you might get the back of the head accidentally when they quickly turn around or something like that, but you don't generally have an entire album of pictures of the back of their head. And if you're doing that, there is a reason. And I'm sorry, but if you're wanting to keep your children private, which is what they've argued, then keep them private. There's fine, nothing wrong with that. But when you're using them on your Netflix show, on your own Instagram, that tells me that this is not about their privacy. This is about your element of control. And I think that's exactly what she's doing here. I think she's trying to control the narrative. She's trying to create this continuous illusion that they have children. But if you're trying to protect your children, what you would not do is create an aspect where there's so much mystery and weirdness around them that you might start getting very strange, unhinged people that start to become obsessed in wanting to know who they are. You could create a situation that becomes so dangerous for those children. You either want to keep them private and you don't show them anywhere, or you do what, say, Catherine and William do, and you just show them you control the narrative by you take the photographs, you own the rights to everything. She could have done that. She could have stayed over here with Harry and she could have said to Catherine, look, you know, I understand the need to see the children, but would it be great if you took their photographs like you do with yours and we do it that way? And then there wouldn't have been any issue. What she's doing now is creating more and more of an issue, if you want to believe that they have children with them, which I don't. Whenever we've seen like the Billie Eilish video, there's no evidence of children. There's no there's no toys. I'm sorry, but with drone footage, you cannot tell me that nobody has sent a drone over their house. And when they have, why is there no evidence of toys or anyone living in that mansion? How is it that nobody has worked out that you can hire that mansion? I did it myself. Right back when they first moved there, I think it was 2021. I think they moved there in 2021. I think it was like a few months after that, I went in and got right up to the payment phase of hiring that mansion out for a made up film. And I got to the payment bit. And obviously I wasn't going to pay because I don't have that kind of money. And even if I did, I wouldn't. But anyway, so why has nobody picked up on that? Why has nobody picked up on the fact that when you've got a prince of the UK, that security would be paramount, that you would be in a property but release where you're living? If they wanted to be private, nobody needed to know where they live. But they were the ones that released the actual pretty much address of where they're moving to. Why? Because she wanted people to see that she's made it. Look at me. I've gone from having a rented accommodation in Canada to, oh my God, I've got this like 16 bathroom mansion. I don't believe they live there. I don't believe they lived there for a while. I think that she is, and yes, and I am hearing the rumors that apparently she's living with, is it Ari Emanuel, the guy that owns WME, And again, until I see absolute concrete evidence of this, I'm just going to take that as clickbait, pinch of salt. You know, I hear other things that apparently Meghan got into an argument with Drew behind the scenes. Again, no evidence. And again, if you know, how do people know this? I mean, if you're not going to release actual evidence of this happening, like a bit of phone footage or whatever, I'm sorry, if there was an argument going on, you'd be getting your phone out straight away and recording that. I do not believe, and it makes my job a little bit harder when I get things like that, because I have to then kind of go, no, I don't believe this is true. Because generally speaking, Meghan controls how she is. It's only when she's necessarily blindsided by something that you see the slip, and it's a slip. And then she tries to compose herself. She is not going to have a full-on screaming match with someone. And Drew Barrymore doesn't strike me as someone that's combative. So I think that Drew would be more like, especially given it's her show, she'd more likely walk off, or she'd more likely maybe say something, but then she wouldn't get into like a screaming match with Meghan Markle behind the scenes. I just don't believe that's happening at all. So, but you know, at the end of the day, people believe what they want to believe. But I always say, please, you know, that's why when I talk about things, I try and tell you how I've got to that. If I cannot show proof of something, but I always try and keep it as you know, as a show that's got a level of integrity and honesty. So yeah, this has always been my theory. And so when we're seeing these little drib drabs of footage, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. The body language of these children is off. There's never any closeness, never any, oh my gosh, mummy, it looks forced, contrived. It's not natural at all. And again, like I say, that the children's hair color is constantly changing. The children's heights are changing, apart from Murchie, who seems to like stay the same height. The girl seems to be growing and growing and growing. And that's why I call him Murchie Button, because he just seems to be just getting smaller and smaller, staying the same. And I'm not buying it. I'm just absolutely not buying it. I do not believe that these are true. But if they are, and she has adopted a girl, which is plausible, I'm not going to deny it's not, it's something that she would absolutely do, then we will start to see her coming out and about, being a little bit more confident each time, and she's testing the waters. If that's what she's done, she's testing the waters with her Instagram, because I absolutely categorically will state that I feel that she's now going to use her Instagram to harass and troll anyone that goes against her. So I think that's going to be the royal family. I think she's going to use her Instagram to take attention away from anything the royal family try and do. I'm not saying that she's going to succeed, but that's what she's going to try and do. She's been doing it already. She's also going to do it to Harry as well. And we see this because, like I said to you before, when he was wrapping up Invictus, instead of her just doing nothing, because she knows that anytime she does something, the media talk about it and let him have his moment, out she comes with her weird, I'm showing the Diana sweatshirt moment, and which is just so weird. And I'm going to show a little footage of the little treats that we got in Canada and Invictus. No, thank you so much. And, you know, it's like she does anything to take attention from Harry. And that right there shows you that she's not in love with Harry. She doesn't care about Harry, because if she did, she'd let him have his moment. Isn't it strange how we've come back from him? He's come back from Invictus and no one's really heard from him. It's all been Meghan, Meghan, Meghan. So I do believe. Now I'm going to do the video on Harry's body language, which when he's cropped up in this series, and I'm going to be doing that in another video. I'm trying to see how this goes, because the internet here is appalling, unfortunately, and trying to upload, I think I tried to upload a 3-minute video, and it took an hour. So I don't know if this is going to work. I'm hoping so, because that means otherwise I'm going to have to go a whole week without uploading, and I miss you guys. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes, and hopefully it will go up on Friday or Saturday, one of the 2 days. But anyway, so let me know what you think. You know, what are your thoughts? And I know that you know, this is a bit of a difficult subject, because I know some of you believe the children are there, some of you don't, some of you believe there's one, some of you believe there's none. But at the end of the day, I think the fact that we all are thinking something different shows how much secrecy and smoke and mirrors is going on in regards to these two children. And given that they are supposedly royal children, who they've taken titles for, the way they're behaving around this is really wrong. And what angers me is the fact that the royal family are not doing anything to sort this out. And that's why I will always go back to, I think there is a level of blackmail going on, and I think it is to do with the truth of who the mother is excuse me, to Murchie. I think that is the lever. I think there is something there. I don't think it's to do with Andrew, because I think the Andrew stuff makes her look just as bad. I think it's to do with the children. I really do. I think that this was, she got this leverage from the beginning, and she has held it over Harry. I think she's held it over the royal family. And I know to some people it's like, well, just release it, who cares? But if you're protecting the real mother and you're protecting the real child, then there is every chance that they're going to just keep putting up with this, because they would rather protect them than anything else. And if I was the real mother, I wouldn't want to be exposed. I would want to hide away, because her fan base is just horrendous. So anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much to everyone who had got me to, I think the last time I checked, 85k views on my POV of her video. I'm blown away by that, because my views have been pretty shocking, and I took a real risk doing the POV. So I was really shocked when I got an email from somebody saying congratulations on your 80 something K views, and I was like, wait, what? Because I get a bit scared looking at my views, which is a bit weird, but I do. And so I checked, and I was like, oh my god, I'm blown away. So many of you enjoyed that. So that might be something that I will be doing in the future. So I have promised that I will do another one for you, which I will do, but I will wait till I get back from Glastonbury for that, because like I say, the internet's not great. If you enjoy what I do here and you want to support this, then don't forget you can do that by liking, subscribing, sharing, joining up as a member. There's the super thanks if you want to do that, but you can also treat me to a cuppa. There's also my Amazon wish list if you want to buy myself or even my fur baby something. There's the PO box, you can write to me, my email address. There's lots and lots of options where you can support. Go across to my bite-sized tea channel. I haven't done anything over there for the moment, because again, I'm going to wait till I come back from Glastonbury to do a bit more on there, purely and simply because, like I say, it's enough to just get one video uploaded from here. Yeah, so I will be showing lots of videos probably over on my Instagram and my TikTok. So if you enjoy Glastonbury or you want to see a little bit more of British countryside, then go across there and I'll be showing it there. And I'll also be doing that on here as well when I can. So that's it from me. I will see you in next week, and hopefully you will have a wonderful weekend. I'm excited because we're popping into Glastonbury Town Centre tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. And I will see you then. So as always, look after yourself, and I love you, I appreciate you, but most of all, I respect you, and I'm having a hot flush. So yay. Bye.